We've all been trapped in that one meeting. The one that spirals into endless granular details where everyone talks over each other, and an hour vanishes without a single decision being made. To escape that loop, you need a way to force a resolution. Mastering specific English phrases of finality gives you the ability to cut through the noise and establish exactly what happens next. Every complex business conversation naturally starts in what we can call a deliberation phase, a space filled with fluctuating variables and grand humor debate. To transition out, you use linguistic punctuation. These phrases act as markers, clearly signaling the debate is definitively over. They perform a rhetorical synthesis, consolidating the preceding debate into a single conclusion, signaling it is time to move to execution. The first essential tool is the phrase at the end of the day. The primary mechanical function of this idiom is to focus a group on the invariability of reality. Think of it as a strict cognitive filter. It works by deliberately stripping away secondary noise and minor objections until only the essential truth remains standing. Let's look at how a chief technology officer might use this to define core system objectives during a contentious product development meeting. The CTO validates the debate. We can iterate on the interface and add these secondary features, then the pivot point. But at the end of the day, this shifts momentum to assert an indisputable priority. The system's core architecture must maintain 99.9 uptime. Sometimes setting aside the previous argument is simply the wrong move. When a leader wants to acknowledge the difficult work that a team just completed, they use the phrase "when all is said and done." This highlights the post-process residue. Instead of bypassing the effort, it draws a direct line from the chaotic process to the state of affairs that persists only after the dust has finally settled. For example, picture an event coordinator conducting a project post-mortem following a difficult planning phase. They start with the messy reality to validate the team's effort. There were significant logistical hurdles. Then the bridging idiom. But when all is said and done, finally cementing the outcome, we delivered a seamless experience. This provides definitive closure while acknowledging past pain. Visionary leadership often requires looking past the immediate aftermath altogether. For that, we use the phrase, "in the long run." This chart shows how longitudinal projection works. It deconstructs a current trend, plotting the immediate burden against its eventual positive consequence over an extended timeline. You see this constantly when a senior mentor provides strategic coaching to a junior colleague who is facing burnout. Acknowledging the sacrifice, the mentor says, "Devoting your weekends to this certification may seem like a heavy burden now." Then they shift perspective. But in the long run, your reputation will be your greatest asset. This perfectly reframes present pain into future value. Mastering these expressions provides a set of tactical options for a strategist's toolkit. The choice depends entirely on the specific needs of the situation. At the end of the day, closes debates and defines core objectives by dismissing secondary noise. When all is said and done, validates past effort before defining the final state. And in the long run, prioritizes future sustainability over current costs. Relying on the same transition constantly creates rhetorical fatigue, causing listeners to tune out. Using a variety of these expressions keeps you in command of the dialogue. When you align your choice of idiom with your intended timeline and scope, you create clarity. You frame the conversation so that complex debates result in a definitive, actionable path forward.